What's up, my comic comrades? Again, like I've been saying at the beginning of all recent episodes, everyone here at Variant hopes you guys are staying safe and healthy at home as the world slowly tries to get back to some sort of normal. As you can plainly see, I'm still shooting episodes out of my house and my man cave here, but hopefully within the next coming weeks, we'll be back in the studio. Speaking of man cave, a bunch of you have been asking in the comments and tweeting to me to give you guys a room tour of my collection of toys and comic books. Well, that's finally gonna happen. I'll be giving you guys a live tour of my man cave this Saturday, May 2nd, on our Variant Facebook page at 1 p.m. Central Time. I'll be showing you guys everything I have in my collection, all the action figures I have around me, all the comic books I have in short boxes and long boxes, as well as giving you guys stories of how I acquired some of these pieces over the years. And then towards the end of the live stream, I'll open it up for a Q&A. So be sure to like and follow our Variant Facebook page. Details and links will be in the description below. So again, Saturday, May 2nd at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, a man cave tour. But as for today's episode, it's been quite a while since we talked about Doctor Strange here on the channel, and some crazy stuff has gone down with him in recent months in the hands of writer Mark Waid. To be specific, Doctor Strange's hands have finally been healed after all these years to the point where he could be a surgeon once again, ultimately becoming the Surgeon Supreme. And yes, I'm aware this has happened several months ago, but better late than never. Now let's see how Doctor Strange's hands were fully healed to the point where he became the world's greatest surgeon once again. It all starts in issue 19 of Mark Waid's Doctor Strange run. The issue starts off with a mother and her son driving through mid-state New York in the rain. The mom is lost because it's a stormy night and she doesn't have any cell phone service. The kid then says, "We're lost," and she just looks back at him and says, "Why don't you close your eyes for a while? Mommy needs to pay attention to the road." And as she looks back at the road, she sees a ghost floating in the middle of the road, who literally says, "Boo," which obviously freaks her the heck out, causing her to swerve erratically and in turn making the car flip over. The spirit then goes to the crashed car and pulls the woman out and says, "Come on, let us have a real time." And just as he's about to do some more harm, Doctor Strange shows up, casting a spell to banish this phantasm. But for some reason, the phantasm is able to escape Doctor Strange's spell. Right after this, Doctor Strange's attention focuses back to the woman, who is screaming, "Danny, where are you? Say something, where is my baby?" Danny. With the help of Strange, they find him laying in the grass unconscious. The woman goes to touch her son, but Strange says, "Don't move him. I'm a doctor. Let me examine him first." Doctor Strange then tells the mom, "Your son has a dramatic brain injury from the impact. A blood vessel has ruptured, and blood is leaking quickly into the space between his brain and his skull, and that space could only take so much pressure." But apparently that's the nice dumbed down version, as he says to himself, "Here's what I'm not saying out loud. Without a pinpoint precision operation, this boy has only minutes to live, and he cannot be moved." The woman says, "You said you're a doctor. Do something. Save him." Strange replies, "I was a surgeon many, many years ago, but..." And then mid-sentence, we get a flashback sequence of the night Doctor Strange got into that horrible car accident that caused unrepairable nerve damage to his hands. We are then brought back to the present where he finishes his sentence and tells her, "I can't." She then starts pleading with him, saying, "You have to, please, please. What kind of doctor doesn't help a child?" She says this as she falls to the ground crying beside her son. Strange then says to himself, "All these years, all my trials, this is a dilemma I prayed I'd never face. Bringing a surgeon here isn't an option. I'll never find one gifted enough in time. And I can't think of a single enchantment that could possibly be of use in this circumstance. But that doesn't mean one doesn't exist." So Strange then uses an astral projection of himself to find an enchantment that could help the boy. Strange ends up going to Chanok, who looks like Nemesis T-Type from Resident Evil. He's keeper of the forbidden spells, the ones they say that lead to madness, suicide, or worse. While Strange is speaking to himself, he says that this guy has incantations written in languages older than time, by beings so repulsive that starlight refused to shine upon them, all kept in a book bound with the skin of demons who dared to dream of being angels. Chanok tells Strange, "Please, browse my library. It's open to all." Strange says, "Legends tells of a spell of divine restoration. That is what I seek. My hands I wish to remake them into what they once were." Chanok replies, "No one's dared to ask for that one for a millennia." Strange asks, "Where can I find it?" Chanok replies, in the book of even odds. I give it to you freely. There is indeed a chance that once spoken, it will restore your hands as you wish. But know this, there's an equal chance that it will instead sever your bond with magic or enact a cruel and irreversible punishment, leaving your realm undefended from the supernatural. Chanok goes on to tell Strange, "This seems like an extreme risk for one charged with protecting the entire dimension." Strange tells himself, he's absolutely correct. As the Sorcerer Supreme, I have a unique responsibility to billions. I have no right to take this leap. But long before I took the mantle of the sorcerer, I swore an oath. Long story short, he gets the spell and heads back to the boy and then recites it. And once he does, things start going terribly wrong as his hands start to vanish, to the point where he says, "What have I done?" But moments later, his hands start reappearing, first bone, then muscle, and then tendons. All while Strange is saying the sensation is agonizing and the sound of muscle and tendons growing is nauseating, but in the end, it caused his hands to finally be restored, literally creating them again from scratch. So Dr. Strange says to the mother, "I realize you're in pain, but for Danny's sake, I need you to step back and give me room to operate." So with a mixture of magic and his surgeon skills, Dr. Strange is able to save the boy. And as the comic comes to an end, Strange says, "I am healed. Surgery is fraught with risk. I remember now how it used to drain me, frighten me, drive me to exhaustion. But I also remember how it thrilled me in a way nothing else ever has. And now I'm ready to feel that way again." Then in issue 20, the final issue of this series, we see that Doctor Strange has been out of the surgeon game so long that he doesn't know any of the new surgical techniques or methods. So instead of researching and studying for years to get caught up on all this new medical information, he has his friend Kana, whose magic is technology-based, perform what he called a magical upload. So she infuses all the new medical knowledge Doctor Strange needs in his mind. To which Strange says, "For the first time in years, I feel truly challenged by what lies ahead. Can I be the doctor I once was? Can I live simultaneously in the mortal and the magical world while serving both? There's only one way to find out." So now a surgeon once again and guardian of our dimension, Doctor Strange is Surgeon Supreme. And of course this leads into the Doctor Strange Surgeon Supreme title, which is 4 issues in as of shooting this video. So let us know if you want us to cover that series, because I'm personally digging that title as well. But there you have it, friends. That's how Doctor Strange fixed his hands after all these years. It's definitely a huge freaking deal for Doctor Strange that his hands are fixed now and he's a surgeon once again, because the only reason he became Doctor Strange in the first place was because of that horrible accident that messed up his hands all those years ago. So it's crazy that Marvel finally fixed his hands and made him a surgeon once again, which I know a lot of Doctor Strange fans think was way overdue. So I'm really excited for the future of Doctor Strange. I know this event of Doctor Strange's hands being healed got me reading Doctor Strange again. But as I always say, that's just my 2 cents. Let us know what you think of this in the comment section down below. And just like that, that brings another episode of Variant to a close. But fret not, we'll be back where I'm sitting here giving you guys some more comic book knowledge. But until then, be sure to like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and comment. It helps us out. But I'll see you guys next time when I talk about all things comics.